Okay, this is a tutorial on how to mod COD 4 and 5. Now, first off, by the way, I'm not responsible for anything that happens to your console or your profile during this mod. Okay? So, what you're going to need is you're going to need three things. You're going to need Export 360, which is down here, and you're going to need COD Tool, and this is to open your hard drive, and that's to mod the contents in it. And then you're going to need a like export or an exSATA, or you can use a data transfer cable, which come with like 120 gig hard drives. And if you don't want to pay the money for an export or an exSATA, you can actually just call up Microsoft and hold on, here's that number. You call up Microsoft and you say your friend got an Elite and he gave you his old 20 gig hard drive, and you wanted to put the data that was on your first gen hard drive onto that 20 gig, and they say, okay, well, we'll send you a data transfer cable, and you're like, okay, thanks, and it's free, so you don't have to pay anything for that. That's how I got mine, and that's what I'm using right now, because that's the easiest way to do it. Okay, now, towards the end of this video, my voice starts to actually, like, it starts to kind of be behind the video kind of skips forward a little bit, not skips, but just, like, goes a little bit faster than my voice, so it kind of gets annoying, but you're just going to really have to pay attention. But so what you're going to do is you're going to go onto your Xbox, you're going to start up a game of COD 4 or 5 in campaign, and then what you're going to do is you're going to, when you get to the point where it says first checkpoint, or if you see your gun, then you're just going to you're going to hit save and quit. Now remember, pick the campaign mission that you want to mod and also the difficulty, because you can't like choose the difficulty or the campaign mission you want to mod after you've already put the mods in. Okay, and I'll explain a little bit about that later. But okay, so once you've done that, you turn off your Xbox, take out your hard drive, plug it into your cable, and plug it into your computer. Then what you're going to do is you're going to open Export 360. And then I'm going to plug in my hard drive, sorry. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click OK when this comes up. And click there, partition 3, yeah. And then content, user profiles, saves, etc. Now, in this right here, you need, this is never ever your profile, the one with a bunch of zeros. What that is that's just your, I forgot what that is actually. But these two are actually, I only have 2 profiles on my Xbox, so however many profiles you have on your Xbox, that'll be the amount of profiles you have in this program. I just happen to know that this one is mine right here, because I've actually gone through and looked, and the way you figure that out is it's the one with the most games played, which would be the one you play the most. Now after you do that, you're going to click on this. In this one we're going to mod COD 5. You can also do 4, the steps are the exact same, just some mods don't work in COD 4. There's some different mods that work in COD 5 and not 4. But so we're just going to do COD 5, and then you're going to click on that and then go down to this right here. And you're going to click, or not click, you're going to drag this saved game onto your desktop, okay? And then you're going to drag it, or you're going to make a new folder that with like the name of the game, in this case it's COD 5, and you're going to take that folder and then you're going to drag this also into that folder. That's going to be a folder you're never going to mod. That folder is your backup in case you mod something incorrectly, in case something goes wrong, so you have no issues and you can just go back to the way it originally was before you ever started modding. Now, after you do that, you're going to go and you're going to open COD Tool, which is right here, but I already have it opened. So we're going to open up the save game data that's on my desktop. Make sure that this is on desktop so you can find what you put on it. So that this will be the save game data. You're going to open that. Now, sorry, this has already been like modded, but anyways, first of all, let's just go to what you shouldn't mess with. Don't mess with player speed, okay? And don't mess with game speed, because that can actually, I know game speed can overheat your Xbox if you put it up too high or if you mess with it too much. Player speed, I'm not sure. I think that's just running really fast, but I think that can overheat your Xbox also. Just don't mess with those two. And then also just, you don't need to really worry about these down here. Those you don't need to mess with. And then, yeah, disable water. That either. So what we're going to do here is I want infinite health, super melee. You can melee someone from across the map as long as you're aiming at them. Unlimited Sprint, Super Melee and Super Bayonet are about the same right here. There's Infinite Swim Time, Infinite Breath, okay, Unlimited Ammo, Disable Footsteps. Now, this jump height, like I said, it was already modded, but it's usually down here somewhere. But you can put that all the way up for a really high jump. Last stand time, you don't need to use because it says online mods were patched. It was fun while it lasted, yes. They patched the online mods. You can't use these online anymore. And that used to be for online, so you don't really need to use that at all. Display, there's the laser red dot, which is the one I use most often. This is probably the only thing I ever use in here. There's disable blood, hide 2D elements like picture frames and things on the walls. Third person view, kind of hard to aim. Hide gun, that's actually kind of cool because you get an invisible gun, but it's really hard to play into. Okay, so there's that. And over here, yeah, disable bonsai attackers, that's nice. Disable AIs. Okay, AIs are the enemies and the allies both. Your enemies and allies. This one, neither of them will respawn. When they die, they won't respawn. And this one, they have kind of like really crappy accuracy, so it's hard for the other guys to hit you, which is really good for for like beating missions on veteran. And I actually use this to beat some missions on veteran because some are really hard, and to get the Mile High Club. But so then you click on, yeah, AI low accuracy, disable bullet penetration. That's for everybody, including yourself. Disable effects, like that'd be if you were to shoot a rocket, the rocket wouldn't explode, but like you'll see the rocket come out of the barrel, it won't explode, but you'll see a bunch of guys fly. It's kind of funny. So player gravity, you can mess with that. And that's about it. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna hit save. It's gonna say done, you know, modded, rehashed, and resigned. You're going to minimize this, and then you're going to take this right here, the saved game file that's on your desktop down here. You're going to take this because this is the file that's been modded. You did not mod the one that you put inside the folder, just this one here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to drag it into Export 360. Now this has already been modded here, so I'm not going to drop it into the folder, you know. There's really no point. I'm just going to put this back over there. But yeah, hopefully you didn't unplug your hard drive during this process. And yeah, just drop that in there. And then your game is modded, and then you just wait probably about 10-15 seconds, then unplug your hard drive. And then put your hard drive back in your Xbox, and after that, what you're going to do is you're just going to start up the game, and instead of selecting what you want, you have to hit resume campaign. Because like I said earlier, if you select what you want, the mods won't be there, only a certain few. Like infinite ammo, infinite health will not be there, which is kind of a pain. But just hit resume campaign. And that's about it for my tutorial.